Hey folks, Deano here again. This time, taking a look at another official release by Tamashii. This one, as usual with official releases and myself, they do tend to be a little bit on the late side getting to me. That's just the nature of living in Scotland in the UK, unfortunately. While I do get them at a decent price these days, it takes a bit longer to get to me. they just release later in the UK for some bizarre reason. But yeah, this is Super Saiyan Son Goku, Super Saiyan Son Goku, Legendary Super Saiyan Best Selection. Yes, that is his full title. And no, I am not going to put the entire thing in the title of this video. But yeah, this is essentially a budget version of the Legendary Super Saiyan Goku that we already got. What is it? Nearly 2 years ago now? I actually think it was 2023 that he released. That is quite scary how fast time seems to be moving. It feels like just yesterday we got him. But yeah, I got this from Kuribo in the UK. Shout out to them. They are a great store in the UK if you wish to purchase official Figuarts and you want them at a decent price, but you don't mind waiting a little while. But yeah, as for the figure itself, this is going to be a quicker video. Obviously, it's the same figure we've already taken a look at before, but this time with less accessories, which I don't really understand this release as a whole, to be brutally honest with you, because just after this guy was announced, Tamashii announced they were reissuing the full release, which I really don't understand it. I don't. People were saying this was meant to be like a store exclusive sort of thing. I just bought it the same way I do every other figure that I can get a hold of, so I really don't know what the whole best selection thing is meant to be, quite honestly. Apart from, quite honestly, a bit of a rip-off. But yeah, this is pretty much a bare bones version, but still paying a slight premium for it, and with a slightly worse, I don't want to say quality control, because the joints on this guy are actually tighter than my original. The original was a bit fiddly. It still is. This one is fiddly too, but not as bad. So yeah. But we'll get into that more once we get to the actual figure itself. So let's get him off the turntable and take a look at the box. So, Tamashii continuing to baffle me. The mini Daimas were in a larger box than this. And this is a full-sized figure. Like, what are we doing, Tamashii? Honestly. But, yeah. This is an entirely new box for this release. It is similar to the normal one. I have the normal one in storage, so I can't compare them. I'm sorry. But it's basically this one, but wider and with a different set of pictures on it. And we have that horrendous title there. I'm not sure why we need Super Saiyan Son Goku in the big writing and then again down the bottom. You could have just put Legendary Selection, Legendary Super Saiyan Best Selection, but there we go. Slightly different image on the side. Tamashii logo. Yeah, we won't mention that because yeah, not going to say it. Some images on the side and some more images on this side, which, yeah, quite strange. I believe after Tamashii announced they were just reissuing the full figure, they started marketing this more towards the Final Form cooler. And he's literally sitting next to me. I got the two of them in the same parcel. But yeah, they started marketing him alongside Cooler, claiming that that's where this guy's from, not from the Namek saga, blah, 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 blah. It's the exact same figure. So, yeah, let's get this out of the way. Take a look at the accessories. So, in terms of accessories, if you ever want to know what a slap in the face feels like without it physically happening to you, just look at the accessories you get with this release. This is honestly bordering on Hasbro levels of accessories. What are we doing, Tamashii? Like, you really... There is no excuse for this. I'm sorry. Like, going off on a tangent, like, just now, the official one, okay, the full release, shall we say, of Legendary Super Saiyan Goku, came with almost 3 times the amount of accessories as this. And the reissue is still up for like £45-50 max, which seems a bit expensive until you realise this guy was 40. Like, what is going on? Like, I really don't understand this release at all. And I'm quite honestly getting more frustrated the more I look at it, to be completely honest with you. So yeah, on accessory count alone, go for the normal release. Like, it's still up on various sites. I don't think Karibo has it anymore, but other sites, UK, US, should still have them on pre-order. Just, for the love of God, go for that version instead of this. But yeah, you get one here, the standard one, and you get Stern Face, Yelling Face, which, in my opinion anyway, probably the worst face in the entire normal set. I get it's very specific to the, are you talking about Krillin sort of scene with Frieza? But yeah, this isn't meant to be Namek Saga Goku, according to Tamashii themselves. They've been marketing it with Final Form Cooler. So yeah, we should have got like a teeth-gritted face or something instead. Or better yet, just add all of the faces into this release. You don't have to include the extra hair or the hands or anything, but 2 faces is quite honestly disgraceful, Tamashii. I'm sorry. It really is. So yeah, Stern Face, Yelling Face, pair of fists, pair of martial arts posing hands, and a pair of Kamehameha hands. We don't get the effects, we don't get the splayed open Ki Blast hands, or the Kamehameha hands for the Kamehameha effect. And yeah, you don't get the extra bang for this hair, or the full-on angry bangs all upwards. So yeah, let's quickly move on to comparing the 2 sets of accessories, just so you can see what I'm talking about. So, this is a comparison of all the accessories. I'll be honest with you, this bottom row of hands, this bottom corner, basically, that is the best selection release. You take those away, and you get everything there with the general release. So, yeah, hopefully that puts it more into like visualization of just how much money you are wasting by buying this release. Like, I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but yeah, quite honestly, that is your whack. Like, the only visible difference I can see in the heads that you get is that the new ones are slightly less shiny, but even under like the harsh studio lights that I've got here, it doesn't really show up much. Let's be honest. There is a difference in the sides with mine, but that is purely due to me modifying them to work with the Games Begin head, just in preparation for the new other Legendary Super Saiyan Goku, the one with the vest. So yeah, just definitely something to bear in mind. I think I've put the heads on the different bits, but yeah, normal release, you get 3 extra sets of hands. For starters, you get splayed open Ki Blast hands, more martial arts style posy hands that are more open, a pair of Kamehameha hands for the Kamehameha effect, which, yes, you get that as well, and you get these two headpieces as well. This one with the single bang is for the standard head, and then you get this fancy one, which is all completely up and spiky for when he's really angry. And yeah, if that's not convinced you not to buy this release yet, then yeah, I'm sorry, I tried. Let's get on to the figure itself now. So, just to quickly show everything going on, one of his only pairs of hands goes straight on here. I will say, compared to the normal one as well, the wrist pegs and the hands in general do feel a bit harder. Like, I'm not sure if that's just due to them trying to reinforce it for the reuse of the mould or not, but yeah, just be a bit more careful with them if you do have this release. In terms of the head, face goes on like so. Standard stuff, we have seen this a million times before. So just pops on. Again, that is a bit tighter than on my original copy. So yeah, I will show that as a win in my book. And yeah, this is the best selection version of Legendary Super Saiyan Goku in all of his reissued glory. So yeah, he looks good. He really does. I noticed straight off the bat, they have pretty much solved the chest colour. On the original, it's quite apparent, especially on camera. If I bring it in here. Apologies, I'll be doing a more direct comparison at the end of the video, but bear in mind, mine's is modified and customised. So yeah, but you can see quite clearly here, the abs, or the upper pecs chest area, is quite clearly a different colour on camera. Not as noticeable in person, I've always said that, but yeah, they have pretty much solved that on the best selection release. Even though it kind of doesn't look it on camera, it still looks as if it's a different colour, but trust me, in person, that is negligible, if anything. But yeah, in terms of how the figure looks, well, to my disappointment, they didn't really fix the proportion issues with this guy. That was the one issue I always had with the Legendary Super Saiyan mold, which is why I modified mine to sort of widen the abs section and lengthen the neck, because he looks like a little chunky boy here. He doesn't look muscular more than he looks like stout, which Goku should never look that way. And that's purely because of the squished abs, squished neck, and birthing hips, that I like to call them. Because yeah, this was one of the first times they used the sort of hip caps. It was one of the reasons it put me off for ages. They pretty much solved it by now with Games Begin. It's pretty much unnoticeable. But yeah, these first ones, they were rough. Like, you can see just how much these hip caps stick out from the actual sculpt. And yeah, I mean, it looks as if, I'll say that, with the new Genki, I don't even want to say it in case I pronounce it wrong. The Genki event that's happening in January with the manga limited colours version of this guy, he looks beautiful, by the way. I hope he gets a more like general release, especially the hair is, yeah, sublime. But yeah, they seem to have fixed the hips on that guy, which begs the question, why didn't you do it with this one? Or yeah, I really don't understand Tamashii sometimes. They seem to just ignore certain issues, and I don't know why. One other thing I've noticed, QC as a whole is slightly better on this guy than on the original release. But I will say there's a couple of bits that I'm kind of frustrated with. If we look here at the butterfly joint section, yeah, that is mold lines from when it was cast originally. Same with the sides here. You can quite clearly see mold lines on the side of his pecs as well. That shouldn't be happening with the, with a figure of this price. Like, I know people in the comments are going to say, but he's cheaper. He's not cheaper by much. Like, let's be honest, you are pretty much just paying for the lack of accessories. That's all this is. There is no extra value here whatsoever. But yeah, other than the mold lines and things, he is pretty nice overall. Not sure if it's just because I've been handling the other one for like over a year at this point, but he looks a bit less shiny overall. I mean, he looks dead shiny on camera, to be completely honest with you, but he's actually all right in person, which is a good thing. But yeah, look, even more mold lines on the wrists. What is that? Like, what are we doing, Tamashi? Honestly. Anyway, articulation, same as the original. Like, we will go through it quickly. Neck or head can go up that far. We're on a 3.0 style barbell joint. Swivel, hinge, all the way. Careful of the head slightly popping out. And that will always be an issue. Arms can go up that far. Really nice. Swivel all the way around. Butterfly is incredibly good on this guy for how bulky he is. Like, that's still surprising me to this day. You can get even further if you wish. Yeah, that beats out newer figures like Games Begin. Even though Games Begin has the perfect amount, it's still not as much as this. Which, yeah, you could argue this is overkill, but it's still a thing. We get bicep rotation, double joint at the elbow, gets good range, ball hinge at the wrist. Abs can go back about that far. They can go forward a decent amount, which is really nice. Does get a bit caught at the back though. Swivel, loads of pivot, all that good stuff. The waist section still getting on my nerves as usual. We have what was the first instance of the softer rubbery piece for the hips. So even though it doesn't really get out of the way as much, it still gets really good range for that, because it does get out of the way. We have splits like so. You just have to make sure you get it out of the way of the hip section. There we go. Splits right there. Thigh rotation. Double joint at the knee. Nothing at the boot. We do get it at the ankle. So you get that new, well, it's not new by this figure's standards, but this guy did debut it. The hinging backwards and forwards foot, which means if you tilt it forwards, you get really far forwards, and then a bit back. Really good ankle pivot, and to articulation. And yeah, overall, an incredible figure in a less than incredible set. Sorry, I have to keep saying it. I do. So yeah, let's quickly bring in the original version to compare. Let's see, get the camera sorted. There we go. Not sure why the camera's acting up today, but there you go. So new one on the left, old one on the right. It's hard not to notice the differences because I've modified my original, but yeah, you can see right off the bat the original one is quite a bit shinier than the new one, even in the face. So yeah, I will give that brownie points as well. You can see here I have always had issues with the hips. They've always been quite loose, as well as at the butterfly joint and things like that. So that was always frustrating to deal with. The feet as well were always a bit more loose than I would like. So happy to report that, at least on my copy of the best selection, those issues have all been tightened up and fixed. Just unfortunate they didn't fix the proportions, because yeah, if you ignore all of the water slide decals for the tomato ketchup, you can see the modification to the abs sort of brings that up a bit, makes them look less squat, as well as the lengthened neck, which both were very simple fixes. I literally, the Goku ab crunch method, you basically do that, you pop out the lower abs, they're attached to the same sort of joint, only you pop it back in without fully lodging it in place, which gives you that lengthened approach. And then with the head, all I did was I popped out the neck peg adapter, filled it with a bit of paper, slotted that back in, and you have a quick and easy mod that doesn't require any new neck pegs. So yeah, oh, I have also just noticed, that's strange, the tassel here, the sort of belt tie, on the original it had some slight purple spray on the ends right there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it might be quite difficult to notice. You can just about notice the difference in colour there. That is not present on the new one. So what's going on there, Tamashi? That's a bit strange. I really didn't notice that. Not that it's going to matter anyway. I've got the air sort of ripped gi coming for this guy. I was hoping it would come for this guy arriving, but nope, it got caught in customs. Pretty much like everything I order these days gets caught in customs. Like, oh, honestly, I have the Mythos anime Beast Eaties Kong Studio. I've got the Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Zeno Vegito coming. That's get caught at customs. I've got the Demoniacal Fit Blue Gogeta coming. That's caught at customs. I've got more bootlegs coming. Those are caught at customs. I don't know who at the Chinese and UK customs agencies dislikes me, but they clearly have it out for me somehow. But yeah, guys, when those figures finally arrive, I will be doing reviews of them. Oh, and I also have another figure coming, and he's quite the tall boy with long, luscious green hair. I wonder which one that is. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. If I can find a link on Amazon or something like that to the normal version of this guy, I will put that in the link down below. I'll add a link for this guy if someone actually wants it for some reason. I don't know why you would. Maybe a completionist or something like that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And until next time, guys, I'll see y'all later.